What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. So look, y'all, I'm on YouTube and I see Godfrey's podcast, In Godfrey We Trust. It comes up as I have a recommended video from him. And then I click the video, and in the first 2 minutes of the video, Godfrey is trying to explain that he has no problems with Corey Holcomb, a fellow Chicagoan. You know, he grew up with Corey, came up with Corey in the comedy world, so on and so forth. They had a great relationship for a long time, right? Now, recently, for those who don't know, Comedy Hype, the YouTube channel, they released a clip of people leaving Corey Holcomb's comedy show, right? And so a lot of people gave commentary on it. Godfrey gave commentary on it, him and his co-host Dante Nero. I think Dante Nero was his name, right? And they were, in the clip, they were defending Corey Holcomb. Like, yo, you know, sometimes, first they was like, you know, that was just one section of the show. You never know. Some people probably were taking a break to go to the bathroom. They were saying things like, you know, hey, comedy is subjective. Sometimes we might have a bad set here or there. And basically, Godfrey was just reaffirming, like, yo, Corey Holcomb is a funny dude. You know what I mean? So, like, he was defending Corey in the clip where they were discussing people leaving the comedy show. Like, yo, that's probably just one section, so on and so forth. But somewhere in his mind, Corey Holcomb decided that Godfrey was dissing him. That Godfrey was, you know, taking shots at him, so on and so forth. Because Corey Holcomb likes to look for confusion. He likes to start shit in his head and his mind and take it somewhere else. And this all stems from his personal issues that he has with himself and all that. He needs some counseling. He needs therapy. Because he burns every bridge and ruins every relationship or friendship he has. You feel me? Like, Godfrey has been in that man's corner for a long time. Seriously, been rocking with him for a long time when a lot of people would have left him alone. You know? And here he go trying to create a beef with Godfrey, calling Godfrey gay, all of the above. Listen, man, it's crazy too. Anytime Corey got a problem with you, he call you gay. Anytime you're more successful than him, he say that the reason he's not where he wants to be in comedy, or he's not where he feels like he should be in comedy, is because he's not into no gay activity. He ain't doing nothing homosexual and all of that. No. That is not the reason why he's not where his talent should lead him, because Corey is a funny dude. He's hilarious. Funny as hell. Seriously, a fellow Chicagoan like me, right? But that's not the reason why he isn't where he wants to be. The reason why he isn't where he wants to be is he is a bridge burner. All the way through and through, a professional bridge burner. Seriously, and in order to be his friend, he wants you to burn bridges too, to prove your loyalty to him. Which is some BS. He'll have a beef with a person, or, you know, an issue with the person that's really made up in his own head, or he'll start a beef. And he wants people around him to have that same beef with that person, you know, when he started it, or it's something really minuscule. And if you don't have that beef with, if you don't have beef with that person, if you not standoffish to that person, if you're not disrespectful to that person, he think you a bad friend or you disloyal. Bro, if you don't get the fuck out of here, dog, he's 56 years old acting like this. I watched him talk about, you know, because he was talking to Craig. Craig and Darlene was on the show, of course, as usual. And Craig talked about running into Godfrey somewhere, right? And him talking to Godfrey and all of that. And he brought it up to Corey and everything like that. And you should see the way, this is very telling of how their friendship is going to go. I'm talking about Corey and Craig. He basically, in so many words, insinuated like, yo, I be watching how people move around people that I got issues with. And if you don't draw the line, I know where you stand. If you don't draw that line with that person, if you not standoffish with that person, if you buddy with that person, you on the other side, you over there. You got to pick a side with me. Pick a side in what? In a beef that you started, that you created in your own fucking head, dog? Are you crazy, bro? Like, nah, bro. Corey is super funny, but he's obnoxious. He's conniving, he's manipulative, he's very bitter from whatever happened in his whole personal life. Seriously, the moment y'all have a falling out, Corey will air out all your personal business. He'll tell everybody you living with your girl or you had to live with your girl for a minute. He'll tell everybody he loaned you $20 3 weeks ago or a month ago. He'll tell everybody he loaned you $50 a year ago. He'll tell a girl that like you that he let you borrow $10 one time. He'll tell a girl that like you that, you know, he had to give you a ride somewhere to just to throw salt on you. Again, I'm from Chicago. I didn't spend Southside, to be specific, Southside Chicago. Matter of fact, Corey, I think Corey from the Robert Taylor buildings. My whole maternal family, my mama, whole family from the Robert Taylors. My granddaddy and his 20 siblings, all from the Robert Taylor buildings. For real, the projects. My auntie, my granddad's youngest sister, his youngest sibling, period. She was in 5100 and 5135. In 5100, she was on the 15th floor. In 5135, she was on the 5th floor. And she was babysitting us every day. You feel me? So I've been around all these different characters all my life on the South Side. I've been around dudes like Corey. And dudes like him, when shit don't go their way, they ready to burn the whole house down. When you don't agree with them on one thing, they ready to tell your business. They ready to fall out with you. When you tell them they wrong, they ready to call you every name in the book and air out all your personal business, then gaslight you into thinking they ain't do nothing wrong or you wronged them. Hell no. He act like that though. He acts just like that. You know, and for all of his single mother bashing and all that shit he do, all they act like you single mother raised me and all that emotional ass shit he be doing. Calling single mother raised me anymore. And Corey was raised by a single mother, right? He do all that emotion, and I'm never gonna bash the women for, you know, hey, look, they gotta raise their children. If the man get up out of their life and he go on and leave the children with the mama and be absent, the mama gonna raise the kids. You feel me? So that ain't her fault. But anyway, Corey acts just like them, like he say single mother raised men are emotional. He emotional as fuck. Super emotional. He dang near 60 years old. Still out here doing all this, man. Like, I promise you. And Corey, and I tell you, Corey, like, he will bring you down if you stay around him long enough. He will. And he gonna expect you to burn bridges to all type of opportunities and everything to prove your loyalty to him. For what? For what? All I'm gonna get is the moment we have a disagreement, you gonna air me out and throw all my dirty laundry in the street? Why the hell would I be loyal to that? That don't make no sense, man. Like, no real friend would ask you to kill your opportunities to remain his friend. No homie would do that to you. Like, no homie would do that at all. And Corey be doing a whole lot of crazy talking and tough talking too. Because for all that talking, all that shit he talked about Stephen A. Smith for all them years, as soon as he saw Stephen A. Smith, what'd he do? Was skinning and grinning in his face, smiling and taking a picture with him. All that shit he was talking about Stephen A. for all them years, like he was gonna press Stephen A. or whoop Stephen A. And when soon as he saw him, he took a picture with him and showing all his teeth. Come on, fam. And now he thinking that's like a one-up that he took a picture with him. Nah. All that crazy talking you do about dude, taking a picture with him when you see him is crazy. I ain't even saying you gotta fight him or you gotta whoop his ass, but taking a picture with him is wild. And you're not gonna spin that as you was making fun of him. No. That look like something a fan would do. The man need therapy and he's spiraling. Seriously, and in a minute, Craig finna be gone soon. Cause in the 5150 episode where he talking to Craig and telling him like, I watch how people move around people who got problems with me. And if you don't move accordingly, I'm paraphrasing, but he said basically if you don't move accordingly, you got to go. And that was him trying to check Craig and let him know what time it is and check Craig's temperature. And Craig he probably realized it during the interview, during the podcast. And at some point they gonna fall out. It's bound to happen. Look, Corey done fell out with Bobby, Zoe, Marcus, Grady, Nate, Godfrey. Craig gonna be next. Only person that ain't fell out with him that probably ain't gonna fall out with him is Darlene. And maybe because Darlene figure she probably, hey, what else she gonna do or whatever. But Darlene could start her own podcast and do her own thing. There's people out here starting their own YouTube channels, getting to the money on their own and getting to their own paper and figuring out ways to monetize, their conversation, their commentary, so on and so forth. But Darlene probably figured where I'm finna go, she gonna rock with them. But, and I ain't even trying to diss Garlene. I'm not even trying to diss Darlene. You feel me? I hope I wasn't saying Garlene, but Darlene. But you know what I mean, for real. But yeah, though, like, I don't understand. He wants you to, he be trying to create imaginary beasts with people. Again, Godfrey done stood by him for the longest of time when other people didn't want to stand around him because he started so much stuff that he had you in the middle with some stuff. That's why, what's my man name from Chicago, man? what's dude name, man? They do the impersonations over like animals and all of that. What, Tony Baker? Tony Baker basically told him like, I can't be around you like that. You be starting too much stuff. And a fellow Chicagoan, you feel me? So yeah, man. If in my personal time, like, and I've ran across people like Corey on the south side of Chicago all my life. I didn't live on 48th in Indiana, 65th in Minerva. I didn't live on 87th Street. I didn't live over east on 86th in Euclid. I didn't live all throughout the city. I didn't live in the Hundreds, 104th and Morgan, all of that. I didn't ran into characters like this before. And I promise you, when I see dudes like Corey, I separate myself the minute I see how they act. Because they are self-destructive. And in a minute, and when you be around them, they gonna explode to the point they gonna bring you down with them. And I ain't got time for no shit like that. I don't. As a man I got 2 children, I ain't got time for no BS. The older I get, the more I want to be separate from BS all the time. But Corey is a bitter dude. He's funny as hell. And he should be further than where he is because of how talented and how funny he is. But his bitterness, his attitude, the way he carried, the way he come across, is not, nobody gonna want to do business with you. Every time you down and everybody that's successful in the industry, you calling them gay. And I guess that's his way to cope with him feeling like, that's his way to cope with not being where he feel like he should be. Because Corey should be even bigger than what he is. And he makes money doing comedy. I'm not saying he broke or anything like that. But Corey should be in movies and should be having a lot of opportunities. He should, be on the screen more and more. But again, the way he carries himself, he probably didn't burn bridges with a lot of people where they don't want to vouch for him because of how he carry it. And then expecting people to want to fall out with people that you got beefs with. And when you started the situation, fam, what? If I got to issue a small minor beef or a small minor just discrepancy or a small little issue with somebody, I'm not expecting my homie to be at beef with them, especially if you ain't do nothing to my children, if you didn't harm me or say anything negative about my family, or you didn't, try to do something crazy to me, and we got a small discrepancy, why would I expect somebody next to me to be beefing with that person? We got a small little issue that can be fixed. Again, if you ain't harmed my children, said nothing foul about my family or my loved ones, you know what I mean? If you ain't been trying to just disrespect, going crazy, doing just for no reason, I'm not expecting the people close to me to have a problem with somebody when I got a small issue with you. You feel me? No, we might have had a disagreement and it kind of went one way and it shouldn't have went that way. I'm not expecting my homie to, oh, don't you speak to him. Don't you say nothing to him when you see him. That's some high school childish little kid shit. That's some stuff my 14-year-old daughter would do. Matter of fact, she wouldn't even do that. She wouldn't even do that. You know what I mean? But that's how he be carrying. I'm looking like, and Godfrey was trying to explain himself on his podcast like, yo, I never said nothing bad about Corey. I never said, and he didn't try to get into it with Godfrey before and insinuate some gay stuff with Godfrey one time. Like, come on, bro. Another Chicago dude that Godfrey is a solid brother, always seems solid and upstanding. You feel me? And you trying to throw him under the bus or throw shots at him when he didn't even say nothing bad about you. He basically defended you when Comedy Hype released the clips of people leaving your show. You know what I mean? He like, yo, sometimes, people, he was like, first of all, there's just one section. Sometimes people going to go to the bathroom. Sometimes he also said comedy is subjective. He said we all have bad sets sometimes, but he said Corey is hilarious. He's funny as hell. And everybody that's around Godfrey will tell you Corey is a hilarious dude. He's funny as hell. That's undeniable. And for real, in Chicago, a lot of dudes be super funny, super charismatic on a regular basis, but Corey is super hilarious. But his attitude, his aura, his personality, it really make people go the other direction. They don't want to rock with him. Because at some point, he bound to have an issue with you. And I can't be around no man. The moment we get into it, you going to tell everybody my business. You going to tell everybody about the time you gave me $15 when we was 15 years old and shit. And you going to tell everybody the time where you might let me wear a t-shirt to this event because I didn't have I didn't have a shirt that was the dress code or the color that we had to wear at the event. You going to tell everybody I gave him my button-up shirt back in the day. You feel me? Like, I don't, nah. Corey will tell you. Corey will see some girls liking you, and if he got a problem with you, he'll tell everybody he a dirty Mac on you. You know he ain't got more money than me, right? You know I gave him $20 in the 7th grade, right? You know his mom and them ain't had no money. You know I had to do some hustling to give him some money back then. You know I let him sleep on my couch that one time when this girl put him at the house because that was her house, you know. Like all that, just all type of just weird ass shit. You feel me? Some stuff again that's weak as hell. Weak as hell. And again, as a Chicagoan, I'm gonna say it because I done seen dudes like Corey a lot in the city, and it's some stand-up dudes in the city, a ton of stand-up dudes, but it's also a ton of dudes that act like him, that be on that whole ass shit, and I'll be like, nah, can't do it. Again, Corey is funny as hell, but his personality is gonna have him always at odds with people. And Craig gonna leave next. He gonna leave soon, because that conversation that Corey was saying to Craig, that was very telling. That was a warning to Craig, telling him the next time I see you being chummy with somebody that I don't like, or I got a fake little issue with, or if you know that I'm having a back and forth with, if you smiling when you see them, you're done. That's what he basically trying to warn him. Corey like to son other people and show everybody that he's the boss and he's in charge and he run the show. And he like to pull them power moves, them power plays, which a lot of dudes I grew up with be trying to show that they the head honcho, that they the leader of the group. It be a social hierarchy amongst friendships a lot of times, especially when I was in school, where mugs like to be the leader of the crew. I ain't never, bro, ain't nobody ever been a leader of me. And I was never the leader of my homies. We was always leaders together. We led together. We was on equal playing fields. And I never tried to big homie my homeboys. I never tried to big homie my homies. I never tried to, I'm the big homie of the crew. Corey like to do that and try to flex his muscle. You feel me? And doing stuff like that, I have you out here lonely as hell and have you with no allies, but maybe Darlene. And that's not enough allies for you to have in certain industries and certain fields, because she ain't never operated in the field the way that Corey has. You feel me? She ain't, man, in the arena that Corey has to be able to be his shield and protection or be his connection. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, I just be looking at how he be moving. I be like, this is crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. What do I know? I'm just a YouTuber. I'm just a YouTuber that's making videos, man. What do I know? Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm out, y'all. Peace.